Right, so last session was a ride. We picked up with you lot trying to wrap your heads around Threnos, cryptic nonsense, and where to find the object that doesn't belong, which, as it turns out, was a 2-foot-tall platinum wang? Because of course it was. After way too much arguing, dramatic hesitation, and Mite nearly developing PTSD from just having to look at the thing, you all finally agreed to dump your strongest spells into the so-called Shaft of Salvation. Raarh focused so hard he nearly pooed himself, and Threnos performed what I can only describe as a magical striptease of sanity, chanting a spell that unzipped the trousers of reality and flashed the entire city. Illusion shattered. The pristine Golden Era museum you were in, now a wreck of twisted metal, shattered displays. You headed outside for a look, and what do you find? The real Caldrith Mar. A windswept grave of a city, ruined towers jutting like broken ribs, animal bones strewn across the stone, and the only thing still untouched? That massive central spire, the one you reckon houses the Eterian. Oh, and Threnos? Gone, vanished, no goodbye, no final snark, just poof. Saxy's thrilled. The rest of you, understandably less so. So yeah, big illusions shattered. Bigger mysteries remain. So, what do you want to do?
Right, so we're on our own then. Joe, I want to get a proper look at this place now that we can see it clearly. The spire's obviously our destination, but what's between us and it?
You stand in what was once a merchant square, though was is doing a lot of heavy lifting. The cobblestones are cracked but surprisingly intact, forming elaborate patterns that spiral outward from a central fountain, now dry and filled with centuries of dust. Around you, storefronts gape open like broken teeth, their signs still hanging but text long faded. The city spreads out in terraced levels, descending toward that central spire. You can make out distinct districts, what looks like residential areas built into the cavern walls, larger institutional buildings that might have been schools or temples, and connecting everything. A network of bridges and walkways that speaks to incredible engineering.
And all of it's just empty. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just abandoned.
That's what's unsettling. It's too clean. Even with centuries of decay, you'd expect more evidence of life. But it's like everyone just left.
Maybe they all had the shits at the same time. Massive, synchronized shitting. Whole fucking city running for the toilets. Couldn't make it, died of embarrassment. That's why there's no bodies. They're all still on the bog, doors locked, too ashamed to come out even in death.
That's disturbingly specific, Raarh.
What? You said it's too clean. I'm just saying, if I had to evacuate a whole fucking city's worth of people without leaving a trace, I'd start with the sewers. Work your way up from the bottom like a really aggressive bidet.
Can we please have one ancient mystery without involving bodily functions?
You're the one who wanted to know where everyone went. I'm providing fucking theories here.
Or maybe they were taken. Joe, as we're standing here, do I get any sense of presence? Divine or otherwise?
Make a perception check.
That's a 16.
There's something, but it's faint, like an echo of an echo. Not divine exactly, but watchful. And as you focus on it, your breath mists in the air for just a moment, forming what might be tiny runes before dissipating.
The chill, the atmospheric effects Threnos mentioned, they're still active even without the illusion.
Great. So the creepy magical bullshit is real, but the nice warm city was fake. Typical.
Joe, I want to start making our way toward the spire, but I'm keeping an eye out for anything useful or dangerous along the way.
Patience, boy. This silence has teeth.
My paps is getting antsy. Says the silence has teeth.
Indeed. The Bear Father speaks wisdom. Death lingers here, but does not rest. Tread carefully.
And Nepthet agrees. Both my brain passengers think this place is fucked. Wait, did you just refer to my dad as the Bear Father?
Is he not? The gruff one who dwells within you, speaking of honor and battle. He has the soul of the great cave bears, protective, territorial, prone to roaring.
I fucking love it. Dad's a bear. You hear that, Drogar? You're a fucking bear now.
Always have been.
That's kind of like me. I'm the man bear elk back green god.
Can we focus?
Huh? Yeah? Sup?
It's just, your brain passengers are probably right. Joe, as we start moving, I want to check out one of these shops. Ancient Omnithion tech just sitting around. That's too good to pass up.
Saxy, we really should focus
It'll
on...
take 2 seconds. Besides, if Threnos was telling even half the truth, This stuff is centuries ahead of anything on the surface.
So are you going in, Saxy?
Hell yeah, man.
You duck into what was clearly once a craftsman's shop. Tools line the walls, or what's left of them. Most are corroded beyond recognition, but a few of them gleam with that distinctive omnitheon alloy that doesn't rust. On a workbench, you find what looks like a half-assembled device. Crystalline components connected by hair-thin metal filaments.
Joe, I want to carefully examine this device. What was it meant to be?
Make an investigation check.
That's a 19.
It's some kind of projection device, but not for images. As you study the crystalline matrix, you realize it was designed to project emotions, sensations. The crystals are attuned to capture and replay experiential data, like a memory recorder, but for feelings.
Holy shit, they could record and share actual experiences. Don't know why I'm doubting that, because, Tronald's whole vitamin C shit, but hey ho. Still though, this is incredible. Joe, what else is in here? I'm going full archaeological survey mode.
The shop is a treasure trove of half-finished projects, shelves lined with crystalline components sorted by color and clarity. A drawer full of tools so fine they look like surgical instruments made for fairies. And on the back wall, blueprints, not paper, etched directly into metal sheets that shimmer when you look at them from different angles.
I'm examining those blueprints. Can I make out what they're for?
Saxy, your 2 seconds are up. We've got a creepy spire to investigate.
Fucking typical. He's probably fondling some ancient doorknob in there, getting all hot and bothered about the craftsmanship.
Joe, these blueprints, what am I looking at?
You're going to have to give me an intelligence check, buddy. And we're looking for a high one. There are symbols here that you don't fully comprehend. Hell, you don't even slightly comprehend. So this is more about pattern recognition and logical guesswork.
That's a 13, Joe. I'm going to use Flash of Genius.
Okay. So, they're modular designs. The Omnitheon didn't build single-purpose devices, that much is clear. They built components that could be combined in different ways. What you're looking at is essentially a magical technological building block system. The emotion projector is just one possible configuration.
This is revolutionary. The applications are endless. You could build empathy engines, therapeutic devices, entertainment systems that let you literally experience stories.
Or weapons that project fear and despair directly into people's minds.
Joe, I'm checking the other shelves. Are there more components, completed devices?
You find several completed devices, Saxy. A palm-sized crystal that hums when you touch it, warming slightly. A metallic circlet with nodes that would rest against the temples, and in a locked case that's somehow still intact, a sphere of interwoven metal and crystal about the size of a grapefruit, pulsing with faint internal light.
Fuck. I need that sphere. Joe, I'm checking the lock. Can I bypass it?
Saxy, ancient cursed city, potential lurking horrors. Any of this ringing a bell?
Just one more minute. This is literally the archaeological find of the century.
Give him another 30 seconds. Then we intervene.
Whatever.
The lock isn't mechanical, Saxy. It's crystalline, requiring some kind of harmonic key. But the case itself, with your 18 investigation earlier, you notice the hinges are standard metal, corroded, but workable.
Fuck the luck. Joe, I'm carefully working on those hinges. This is too important to leave behind.
The hinges, ancient as they are, surrender to your tools. The case opens from the wrong side, lock still firmly engaged but now pointless. The sphere sits in a custom-shaped depression, and up close you can see it's actually dozens of smaller components locked together in a perfect geometric pattern.
I'm taking it. And the emotion projector, and those surgical tools.
You carefully pack the sphere into your bag, along with the emotion projector and a selection of the finest tools. However, as you put the last tool inside, the blueprints on the wall seem to call to you, their etched patterns catching the light.
Oh, okay. Joe, I need at least a few minutes to sketch these blueprints. This could be the key to understanding their entire technological philosophy.
Absolutely. Give me a dexterity check for the speed and precision of your sketching, and an intelligence check to understand what you're copying well enough to get the important details.
Dexterity first. That's a 17. And intelligence. Oh, that's a natural 19, so 24 total.
Saxy. Your hands move like lightning across the parchment, capturing not just the basic designs, but the subtle harmonic relationships between components. You're not just copying blueprints, you're documenting the underlying principles. The way crystalline matrices can be tuned for different resonance frequencies. How modular components create exponential complexity from simple building blocks. This isn't just engineering, it's magical architecture at a level that makes modern artificing look like finger painting.
Holy shit. The applications are staggering. You could build adaptive spell matrices, self-configuring magical items, devices that evolve their own functionality based on user needs.
Boring!
Give me one more intelligence check to see if you can crack their notation system.
That's another natural 19. What are the fucking odds?
The notation clicks into place like puzzle pieces finding their perfect fit. What you're looking at isn't just engineering, it's theoretical magic so advanced it borders on breaking fundamental laws. The symbols describe something called inverse essence matrices, magical constructs that exist in perfect opposition to normal arcane energy. The blueprints detail containment protocols for what they call void heart crystals, crystalline shells designed to hold something that, if released, would annihilate everything it touched. Not destroy, Saxy. Annihilate. Complete conversion of matter to pure energy. The mathematics are staggering.
Explain, Joe.
Well, imagine if you could bottle the opposite of existence itself. The energy density would be incredible. A piece the size of your thumb could power an entire city for decades. But the containment requirements, the precision needed, one microscopic flaw in the crystalline matrix and everything within miles just stops existing.
Holy shit, weaponizing nothingness itself. This theoretical work on containing pure void energy. The applications would be incredible, but the risks... One containment failure, and you'd have a catastrophic annihilation event.
The notes mention the creator's concerns about essence void proximity events, which, to put it simply, is what they call it if normal magic ever got too close to these theoretical void heart crystals. The models suggest catastrophic results if incompatible magical energies interact.
That's it. It's been fucking ages. I'm calling time. Get out here, Saxy.
Almost done. Joe, I grab a few more of those precision tools and... Actually, are there any other completed devices I missed?
You do one final sweep. There's a small box of what look like replacement crystals, various colors and cuts, a half-assembled device that might be another projector variant, and tucked behind everything, wrapped in degraded cloth, something flat and rectangular.
I'm grabbing all of it. The crystals, the half-assembled thing, and whatever's in the cloth.
And where are you putting it?
In my pack.
Bag of holding?
No, not just yet. Just my normal pack for now. Then I guess I'll leave the building.
Gotcha. So as you shove the last items into your pack, you finally emerge from the shop, practically vibrating with excitement. Your pack is noticeably bulging.
About fucking time! What were you doing in there, jacking off?
No, I was... Ugh, shut up, Raarh. Do you have any idea what I just found? This technology is centuries ahead of anything on the surface. The applications alone.
We get it. You found your new favorite toys. Can we move now?
I'm just impressed he actually came out on his own. I had 5 gold on Raarh having to drag him out.
True. Do you want to give me the 5 gold now or later?
Later.
This isn't about toys, Celestia. This is about understanding an entire lost civilization's approach to... Wait, shit. Joe, I just realized I saw another drawer I didn't check behind the workbench.
Absolutely not.
But what if it has the missing components for the half-assembled device? What if...
Oh, for fuck's sake, right, that's it.
No, seriously, it'll take 5 seconds. You were all rushing me.
Joe, I'm chasing after him and dragging his metal arse out before he decides to set up permanent residence.
Just the drawer. One drawer.
Okay. So, what follows is the most undignified wrestling match in the history of archaeological expeditions. Raarh charges the doorway like a meaty green battering ram, while Saxy tries to duck, weave, and somehow squeeze past him back into the shop. It's like watching a very angry bear try to catch a caffeinated ferret wearing plate mail.
Get your scrawny tech-obsessed ass back out here.
No! The scientific knowledge of the ages is slipping through our fingers.
Make a contested check. Raarh, strength. Saxy, dexterity or strength.
Natural 20. Get fucked, science boy.
Shit, that's only a 12.
Raarh, in what can only be described as a perfect execution of the barbarian bear hug maneuver, you catch Saxy exactly halfway through the doorway, legs hanging out one side, frantically scrabbling hands on the other. Your massive arms wrap around his torso like a vice made of muscle and righteous irritation. But Saxy's pack, overstuffed with purloined Omnitheon treasures, chooses this exact moment to rebel against the laws of physics and proper inventory management. The flap bursts open and ancient artifacts go flying like the world's most expensive confetti. Tools clatter across cobblestones, crystals bounce and roll, and that grapefruit-sized sphere of crystal and metal hits the ground with a sound like distant church bells having an argument.
Fuck! My stuff. My precious, irreplaceable, historically significant stuff.
The sphere, apparently deciding this whole situation is beneath its dignity, starts rolling away toward what looks like a storm drain, with the leisurely confidence of an object that knows it's about to cause problems.
Joe, I dive for the sphere before it disappears into the city's plumbing system. What the hell is this thing anyway?
You reach down to scoop up what looks like a simple crystalline sphere, expecting it to weigh maybe a pound or two. The moment your fingers close around it, your back nearly gives out. This thing weighs like a bloody anvil, at least 30 kilograms packed into something the size of a grapefruit. You grunt and have to use both hands to lift it properly, your muscles straining like you're deadlifting a small boulder. But it's not just the physical weight, there's something else. A density that goes beyond mass, like you're holding a piece of a collapsed star that someone managed to convince to stay round instead of turning everything within a mile radius into a smoking crater.
Careful with that. I don't know what it is yet. But given the theoretical frameworks I just deciphered, it could be anything from an advanced power cell to a contained singularity.
Ooh, it's single! Fucking hell, Saxy. I knew you were obsessed with tech, but are you seriously checking if ancient magical artifacts are available for dating?
What? No, Raarh. A singularity isn't...
Hey there, gorgeous sphere. Fancy a romantic evening discussing harmonic resonance patterns? I've got some blueprints back at my place. You absolute fucking pervert, mate.
Raarh, he doesn't mean single as in available for dating.
Then why's he asking about its relationship status? I mean, I get it. The thing's got a nice glow, probably good conversation once you get past the whole ancient death orb thing. But bloody hell, Saxy, even for you this is weird.
No,
but at least now you've got a ball to go with that knob on your forehead.
Oh, you fucking...
Just need to find you a second one now.
Raarh, a singularity is a collapsed star, a point of infinite density that warps space and time.
So it's got commitment issues then, makes sense. Saxy always goes for the complicated ones. Just look at Lunaria, fucking betrayed us and tried to get Tronald killed. Fucking bitch. Fucking Saxy!
I genuinely cannot tell if you're being serious or just taking the piss.
Little bit of both, to be honest, but mostly taking the piss out of our resident tech fondler here.
I do not fondle technology.
No, I've seen you stroking that rifle of yours. Don't fucking lie to us.
Saxy, seriously, what exactly did you just steal?
I didn't steal it. I liberated it from obscurity, and I don't know what it is yet. That's what makes it exciting.
But it's glowing. Why is it glowing?
Everything in this fucking city glows. The ice glows, the runes glow. I bet their chamber pots glowed.
Actually, given their level of advancement, bioluminescent waste management isn't... Right, not the time.
Want me to identify it, you know? Might tell us if you just picked up something incredibly dangerous.
Later. Yeah, we're burning daylight, remember? Besides, I want to do a proper analysis first, cross-reference it with the blueprints I copied.
You just spent 10 fucking minutes in there and now you're worried about time?
That's different. That was productive time. This is Tronald trying to yoink my shit.
Hey!
Joe, I'm going to carefully take the sphere back from Tronald and put it in my bag of holding.
You take the sphere from Tronald and open your bag of holding. You get it about halfway in when suddenly, wham! It's like trying to force two massive magnets together. The sphere violently repels from the bag's opening, nearly flying out of your grip.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
Your arm feels like it just got punched by an invisible fist. The sphere is vibrating now, humming with an angry resonance.
Maybe your bag's full, too much ancient junk.
That's not how bags of holding work. This is something else. Some kind of incompatibility.
Or maybe it doesn't want to be contained. Magical items can be temperamental.
Try it again, but slowly. See if you can feel what's causing the resistance.
Yeah, okay. Joe, I very carefully try to ease just the edge of the sphere into the bag.
Yeah, just the tip.
Shut the fuck up, man.
The moment the sphere gets within an inch of the bag's opening, you feel that same repulsion. But going slow, you can sense more detail. It's not just pushing away, there's a specific feeling, a frequency that's actively rejecting something. The sphere grows warmer in your hands. Rapidly.
Wait a minute, hold on. What exactly do I have in my bag right now? I'm terrible at inventory management. Let's see. The Steel Sentinel statue, those residuum weapons from Icehold, loads of random bits and bobs. Look, I've got my full list somewhere, but I'm shit with item tracking.
Maybe try taking things out one at a time, see what's causing the reaction.
Right, systematic approach, a good idea. Joe, I'm pulling out the Steel Sentinel first. Let's see if that does anything.
Why the hell didn't you use that when we were invading the mines?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of totally forgot about it.
You need to sort your shit out, boy.
You extract the miniaturized Steel Sentinel, still an impressive piece of Arcantarian craftsmanship even in statue form. You bring it near the sphere. Nothing. No reaction whatsoever. The sphere continues its gentle pulsing, completely indifferent to the Sentinel's presence.
Maybe it's not reacting to Arcantarian magic in general?
Joe, let me try the residuum weapons next.
You pull out a couple of the crystalline residuum guns and ammo. Again, nothing.
Joe, what else is in there that could be causing this? Random adventuring gear, some coins, a few books. Oh, that colossal rifle that didn't work. Joe, I'm pulling out the rifle.
You mean the 7-foot magical death stick you've been hauling around for months? That rifle?
That's the one. Though I'm starting to think there might be something special about it, beyond just being oversized.
All right, give me that crystal. Ain't no way you can hold both.
Fair. Here.
Okay. Saxy, you extract the rifle from your bag. 7 feet of impossible engineering. Its Arcantarian glyphs, still pristine. The moment it clears the bag's opening, something extraordinary happens. The sphere in Tronald's hand suddenly repels from the rifle with shocking force, nearly flying out of his grip.
Whoa, what the hell?
What's happening?
They're repelling each other, like inverse magnets. Joe, I'm going to slowly bring them closer together. See what happens.
Are you sure that's a good idea? This thing nearly launched itself out of my hands.
I don't get it, man. Why's the rifle different from the other Arcantarian stuff? The Sentinel didn't do shit.
Maybe it's not just about being Arcantarian technology. Maybe it's about what kind of magic powers them.
That's actually a really good point, Alden. The Sentinel runs on stored magical energy, but the rifle's got something else entirely powering it, doesn't it? Or should I say, something not powering it. Joe, I'm going to slowly bring them closer together, see what happens. Try hold it still, Tronald.
Saxy and Tronald. As you fight against the repulsion to bring them closer, the resistance intensifies exponentially. It's like trying to compress a spring that gets harder with every inch. The air between them starts to shimmer and warp. Both objects begin to vibrate, creating an audible hum that makes your teeth ache. It's physically pushing you away at this point, Tronald.
Yeah, now fuck this, man. Stop.
No, I'm on the brink of something here, I can tell.
Here then, take it yourself. I'm not taking part in this. My teeth are fucking aching now, you fucking douche. Ah!
Tronald practically throws the 30-kilo sphere at you, Saxy, and backs away.
Joe, I plant my feet, lean into it, and start forcing them together with everything I've got.
Give me a strength check, Saxy. This is going to be a battle of will versus fundamental magical forces.
That's a 16.
You manage to compress the distance between them by another inch, but the cost is immediate and violent. The air between the artifacts doesn't just shimmer now, it screams. A high-pitched whine like reality itself is being stretched to its breaking point. Your arms burn with the effort, muscles trembling as you fight against forces that seem to grow stronger with every millimeter.
That sound is making my bones itch. In a bad way.
There's a good way for your bones to itch?
Maybe, look, I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist.
What the fuck's that got to do with science, man?
I don't know. Stop yelling at me.
Saxy, the sphere in your left hand is now radiating heat like a miniature forge. Your gauntlets are starting to glow cherry red around the fingertips, and waves of heat distortion ripple upward from the metal like you're holding molten iron. The air around your hands shimmers and dances, and you can smell the acrid scent of superheated metal beginning to warp.
Saxy, your hands are smoking.
It's just heat transfer. Friction between incompatible magical fields. Joe, I'm pushing harder. One more big effort.
Another strength check, but this time it's at disadvantage. The forces are actively trying to tear your arms out of their sockets.
Disadvantage? Shit. That's only a 9.
Right. So, as expected, the repulsion wins. The artifacts practically explode apart in your hands, the sphere shooting backward so hard it nearly takes your shoulder with it. But in that split second before they separated, you all saw it. Where the two fields met, reality fractured. Not cracked, fractured. Like looking through broken glass into somewhere else entirely. Somewhere bright and terrible and wrong.
Right, that's fucking it! No more mad science experiments! The air just broke, Saxy! The fucking air!
Did anyone else see whatever the hell that was through the cracks?
Yeah, I did, but it was probably just the fabric of reality ripping itself apart.
But did you feel that power? The sheer energy density required to create that level of repulsion? This isn't just advanced technology. This is weaponized physics.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your little science experiment, but you very well could have killed every single one of us there. Come on, man. I thought you were supposed to be the smart, logical thinker out of this lot.
Excuse me?
Present company excluded, obviously. But seriously, Saxy, what happened to risk assessment, to careful analysis? You just went full mad scientist on us.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know what it is about me. But when it comes to tech and ancient magical artifacts and revolutionary discoveries, I just can't help myself. It's like my brain shuts off, and all I can think about is, what does this button do?
That's a fucking terrifying personality trait for someone who handles explosives.
And reality-breaking artifacts, apparently.
Maybe we should put you on a leash when we're around dangerous magical items.
Oh, no. You don't get to criticize anyone about dangerous impulse control, while you've got that fucking symbiotic nightmare living rent-free in your chest. At least when I do stupid shit, it's my stupid shit. You've got a literal parasite whispering murder fantasies in your ear, 24/7. Ooh, let's eat that person's face. That blood smells delicious. I wonder what their spleen tastes like. Don't think we don't hear you talking to that thing.
That's not what it sounds like.
And another thing, at least my dangerous experiments are scientifically motivated. Yours are motivated by whatever twisted dietary suggestions your passenger is making. I'm trying to advance the sum total of magical knowledge. You're over there having philosophical debates with something that probably considers eyeballs a delicacy.
He's not wrong about the eyeballs.
No, I don't want to hear it.
See? At least my poor decision-making is my own. You've got a bloody committee in there voting on whether to murder us all.
This is not the argument I expected to be mediating today.
As the argument winds down, I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
That's a 12.
14.
15.
11.
18.
13.
Celestia, while everyone else is focused on Saxi and Mite's bickering, you notice something that makes your blood run cold. The shadows aren't just moving, they're watching, flowing upward along walls like liquid darkness, pooling in corners that should be well lit, but there's an intelligence to their movement. They shift when you're not looking directly at them, freezing the moment your eyes focus on a particular spot. And everywhere, whispers. Not wind through ruins, but actual voices speaking in languages that predate memory, growing louder with each passing second.
Guys, we need to stop talking now. Can you hear that?
Oh, brilliant. What is it now? More ghosts? Thranos' brother?
No, Raarh, I'm serious. Look around. Really look.
I guess I have a gander, Joe. What do I see?
Now that Celestia has drawn attention to it, you start to notice. The shadows don't behave like shadows should. They creep along surfaces with purpose, reaching toward your group like grasping fingers. And those whispers, they're getting closer, more insistent, forming almost words and voices that sound both ancient and desperately afraid.
Guys, I think we should...
Yeah, Tronald, this proves my theory. The Omnithion didn't just understand the incompatibility...
Shut up! Don't cut me off!
The whispers suddenly spike in volume, becoming a cacophony of warning cries. And there's something else. A low rumble from deeper in the city, from the direction of the spire. Not just sound, but a vibration you can feel in your bones. Something massive.
Guys, look, the shadows. They're trying to surround us.
Celestia's right. The darkness that pools around doorways and beneath overhangs is flowing like water, creeping across the cobblestones toward your group. And in that darkness, shapes are forming. Not quite solid, not quite there, but definitely present. Humanoid forms that flicker between existing and not existing.
Right, fuck this. I don't care what they want. I don't like things made of shadow getting this close. Joe, I'm backing away from them. Sword of Nepthet car at the ready.
What are they? Ghosts? Spirits? Some kind of magical projection?
No idea, but they don't feel malevolent. I don't know, man. Desperate, panicked maybe.
Well, desperate or not, I don't fancy finding out what shadow people want with us. Joe, I'm casting Firebolt at the closest one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck 'em up, Daddy Tron.
All right then, roll to hit.
That's a 22 to hit, Joe.
The bolt of flame streaks toward the shadow figure and passes straight through it like it's made of mist. No impact, no reaction, no damage. The shadow doesn't even acknowledge the attack.
Great, they're incorporeal. Of course they are. Everything in this bloody city has to be complicated.
But then, Tronald, this is the weird thing. The shadow figure you just shot a firebolt at, yeah, it suddenly moves. Fast. Faster than anything has a right to move. It rushes you, closing the distance in an instant and stopping just inches from your face. If it had eyes, you'd be staring directly into them. Then, after a long moment of staring into your soul, its mouth opens impossibly wide and it screams. Not with sound, but with pure emotion that hits you like a physical blow.
Fuck, Joe, I'm stumbling backward. What the hell was that?
The scream wasn't pain or anger, it was terror. Absolute primal terror. And somehow, impossibly, you understood it. One word burned into your mind. Run.
What did it do, Tronald? What happened?
It screamed at me, not with its voice, with its soul. It said run, but not to threaten us. It was warning us.
It's then all the shadow figures suddenly pull back, retreating to the edges of your vision, but they don't disappear. They hover there, still pointing urgently toward escape routes, their forms flickering with increasing agitation.
Warning us about what? The spire? This place in general? What?
The rumble from the spire intensifies, and now you can see its effect. Dust and small stones begin to vibrate on the ground around you. The whispers have become a chorus of voices, all speaking at once in overlapping languages. Omnithion and many other languages of old.
Right. Well, when the fucking ghosts are telling us to run, maybe we should listen.
But run where? And from what? That creature Tronald saw, but we need to get the Etherean.
As if in answer to Alden's question, the rumble from the spire changes pitch. It's no longer the sound of something stirring. It's the sound of something rising, something that's been contained for centuries and is now very, very awake.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the fucking artifacts. That would make zero sense.
Are you sure about that? I've seen enough theater to know that it's usually when the explorer touches something he shouldn't, he ends up awaking some sleeping horror and dying.
You watch too many plays. That's not what happens in real life.
Dude, we literally just woke up something in a giant spire by playing with magical artifacts. The theater kid might be onto something.
Plus, half the shit we've encountered so far has been straight out of a horror play. Cursed cities, shadow people, ancient warnings.
Just something for you all to note. As you glance around, you can see them at the periphery of your vision. The shadow figures, keeping pace but maintaining distance. They don't approach, but they're definitely trailing your group, occasionally pointing toward paths that lead away from the spire.
The shadow people are still following us. Look.
Fucking shadow people.
So they're either hurting us or guiding us. To be honest, I'm not sure which is worse.
Joe, we keep moving toward the spire, but follow the main thoroughfare. If these ghosts want us to take a detour, we'll see what they are so concerned about.
Fair enough. All right, so you continue down the terraced streets, the buildings growing more elaborate and institutional as you descend. The architecture shifts from residential to something unmistakably academic. Vast halls with soaring columns, elaborate stonework covered in carved equations that seem to move when you're not looking directly at them, and everywhere, the lingering sense of interrupted scholarship.
This is it. This is their university district, I'm guessing. Look at those buildings. Those are lecture halls, libraries, research facilities. Joe, I want to examine some of those carved equations. Damn, imagine what they looked like in their prime. It would have been unreal.
The equations cover nearly every surface, carved deep into the stone with mathematical precision. They're written in Omnitheon script, but the mathematical concepts are familiar. Arcane formulae for spell construction, theoretical frameworks for manipulating magical energy. Make an Arcana check.
That's a 19.
What you're seeing makes your head spin. These aren't just equations. They're theoretical frameworks for magic so advanced it shouldn't exist. Spell formulae that go beyond 9th level, theoretical constructs for manipulating time, space, and the fundamental forces of reality. And they're carved into the walls like multiplication tables in a primary school.
What kind of equations, Joe? I want to look at them too.
Make an Arcana check as well, Tronald, but given your background, you get advantage.
Neat. That's a 23.
Tronald, what you see stops you cold. These equations aren't just advanced theoretical magic. Some of them describe spells you know. Your own vitamancy research is here, or at least very damn similar, and it's carved in stone, labeled as elementary life manipulation theory. Retrospective gaze and death's mirror are both on here, you're certain of it, yet they're described as basic divination exercises.
These are my spells I thought I created, but they're written here like basic classroom exercises.
Well, that all but confirms that theory then, Tronald.
That's still incredible. You didn't invent a new school of magic, you rediscovered one. You're not the pioneer, you're the archaeologist.
I preferred it when I was a pioneer.
Yeah, well, tough shit.
How does that make you feel, knowing your life's work was someone else's homework?
Honestly, terrified. If this was their basic curriculum, what were their advanced courses like?
Tronald, your eyes catch another set of equations. These ones describe theoretical spell work beyond anything you've conceived. Level 10, 11, even 12 spell constructs. Magic that could reshape continents, rewrite the laws of physics, or unmake reality itself.
Right, well that's not fucking ominous at all. Oh look, honey, little Jimmy's bringing home his homework on how to accidentally delete existence.
No wonder something's sleeping in that spire. If I could cast spells that powerful, I'd probably take a long nap too.
Joe, I want to dig deeper into these theoretical frameworks. The methodology behind these impossible spells. I need to understand their approach to Aterian channeling.
Make an investigation check, focusing specifically on the advanced magical theory.
That's a natural one. Definitely going to use a lucky there. Nice, that's a 20, tainted.
You spend several minutes studying the most complex equations, cross-referencing them with the simpler theoretical work. The detail is staggering. These aren't just theoretical frameworks, they're comprehensive instruction manuals. Every spell formula includes precise measurements for something called Etherean resonance thresholds, detailed protocols for what they term divine energy filtration, and extensive safety margins.
This is incredible. They've quantified everything. Look at this. They have exact measurements for how much Ethereum energy a human mind can channel before. Joe, what does neural cascade failure mean in this context?
The texts describe it as what happens when an organic brain tries to process too much divine energy at once. Complete mental breakdown, followed by physical dissolution.
They were measuring the limits of the human soul, literally calculating how much godlike power someone could handle before their mind just melted.
But they found ways around it. Joe, what are these filtration protocols Tronald mentioned?
The equations describe complex magical frameworks, essentially buffer systems that could step down raw Ethereum energy into something a mortal mind could safely channel. Think of it like magical transformers, converting divine lightning into usable power.
And the safety margins are enormous. They weren't taking any chances. Joe, these fail-safe procedures, what happens if someone exceeds the recommended thresholds?
From what you can tell, with that tainted 20, you're looking at automatic cutoffs. The moment someone approached dangerous power levels, the filtration system would shut down completely, severing their connection to the Ethereum entirely.
That level of precision, they must have done extensive testing to develop these protocols.
Testing on who exactly? Because I doubt they volunteered themselves as magical guinea pigs.
Probably started with volunteers and worked their way up to less voluntary subjects.
Joe, are there any records of the testing phases, development notes, experimental data?
Make an investigation check, Saxy. You're looking for research documentation now.
That's a 16.
You find references to something called the Ascension Trials, apparently a systematic process for determining an individual's capacity for Ethereum channeling. The notes mention subjects from lesser civilizations being used to establish baseline measurements.
Lesser civilizations. They were experimenting on people they considered inferior. I don't know, man. These Omnitheon, who actually are they? Because sometimes I feel bad for them, then I feel like they deserved it. Then I feel like they were peaceful. Then I feel like they were trying to create a master Aryan race. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Joe, what were the results of these trials? How many subjects survived the process?
The survival rates, they're listed as acceptable losses in pursuit of divine understanding. The actual numbers show that fewer than 1 in 10 subjects survived the initial testing phases.
Fuck. They killed 9 out of every 10 people they experimented on and called it acceptable.
And they probably told themselves they were doing it for the greater good.
As you continue reading, Tronald, you find something else. Philosophical treatises written alongside the magical formulae. These aren't just academic papers, they're justifications, explanations for why the Omnitheon had the right to wield such power. Here you go, Tronald. The note.
Cheers, Joe. The Ethereans chose us as their vessels, their instruments of divine will. Through us, the cosmic order is maintained. Through us, the lesser civilizations are guided toward enlightenment, whether they understand the gift or not.
Whether they understand the gift or not. They didn't even pretend their subjects consented.
To possess an Etherean is to transcend mortality, to become custodians of existence itself. We do not rule through conquest, for conquest implies equality between ruler and ruled. We shepherd, as gods shepherd their children, with benevolent authority that brooks no rebellion.
That's already deeply unsettling, but please tell me it gets worse.
We embrace the sacred burden of sacrifice. To die in service of our children's salvation is not tragedy, but triumph. Though they rage against our guidance, though they curse our names, we will bleed ourselves dry to preserve their future. This is the oath we swear. The price we gladly pay.
They're talking about dying for people who never asked to be saved. That's, so they're the good guys. I'm so confused.
Sacred burden, my ass. They're fucking martyrs with delusions of grandeur.
Excuse me, that's my ancestors you're talking about.
Oh, true, sorry.
Continue, Tronald. What does it say next?
Where did I get to? Here. Father, we hear your voice in the resonance. Father, we feel your breath in the Ethereum's pulse. Guide us as you guided our divine brothers and sisters through the trials of ascension. Though we are born of blood as they were, we have transcended beyond blood as they have transcended. The architect sees all, provides all, demands all.
Who the fuck is the architect?
Oh, nobody important.
Why did you respond? It's not like you'd know anything about such things, right, Raarh?
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, true. Sorry, just habit. I'll Just leave you guys to it.
Why is he acting so weird?
He's always fucking weird. What's new?
The architect, born of the blood, the transcended beyond all those who transcended before and after, speaks through us to the unenlightened masses. As our divine brothers and sisters watch from their eternal thrones, we carry forth the will of our Father, who shaped the stars themselves. We are his hands in this realm, his voice among the mortals who have forgotten their place.
What the hell does that mean? Born before or after? How can they be speaking to someone who I don't even know anymore? Fuck this. Confusing ass shit.
They think they're related to actual gods, like literally family members of divine beings.
That's not religion. That's complete dissociation from reality.
Father, when the time comes, when the children rebel against our love, grant us the strength to do what must be done. Father, grant us the wisdom to preserve them in eternal grace, as you preserved our brothers and sisters in crystalline perfection. Father, let them hate us now, so they may thank us in eternity. Father. Why does it just stop there, Joe?
You lean closer to examine the carved stone. The text doesn't just end, it's been deliberately destroyed, not weathered away by time or natural erosion, but carved out with surgical precision. Someone took tools to this wall and methodically chiseled away every trace of what came next, leaving ragged gouges in the stone where words once stood. But it's not just missing, the empty spaces where the carved letters should be radiate cold. Not natural cold, but the kind of chill that comes from something being fundamentally absent, like wounds torn in reality itself. And there's something else. The carved channels, where each missing word should be, are stained dark, not with paint or dye, but with something that looks disturbingly like dried blood that seeped into the stone itself. Old blood. Centuries old, but still somehow aware. Still somehow watching. The gaps in the carved text form patterns, deliberate shapes that hurt to look at directly, as if the very act of seeing what was erased might invite something terrible to notice you. But most unsettling of all, you can see the faint impressions of the missing letters burned deeper into the stone beneath, where the surface carvings were removed. Someone didn't just chisel out the words, they tried to burn them out of the wall entirely. And yet, like scars that never fully heal, the ghost of the original text remains etched in the stone's memory. You get the sense that whatever final words the Omnitheon carved here, whatever ultimate revelation or plea they recorded, someone or something decided it was too dangerous to exist. And as you stare at those blood-stained gouges in the wall, you hear footsteps, slow, deliberate, approaching from the depths of the library. Someone or something doesn't want you reading any further.
Oh, fuck.
Joe, I pull out Nepthet car and angle it towards where the noise is coming from.
And that's where we're going to wrap up this session. See you later, guys.